notes, mid notes and base notes? Again, you might ask. Yes, because I've written and also talked a lot about the misunderstandings around how perfumes consist of 3 top, 3 middle and base notes. They don't. So when people come to me on courses and say, do I have to pick 3 top, 3 middle, 3 base, as they did last week, I spend quite a lot of time trying to debunk that. If you were to take the 3 top, 3 middle and 3 base that you quite often see listed on handy perfume websites, and you took those, you picked those off this shelf and you poured them all together and see what happens, it would not smell much like a perfume, and it certainly wouldn't smell like the one you were trying to imitate. So last week on our autumn school online, somebody said, but I want it to smell of lemon, so shall I also put in orange and grapefruit? And I said, well, why don't you just put in a lemon and see what happens? And if you want it to smell different, use something else. So, but you've got to have 3. So, well, use 3 times more lemon. Same as if you want woods in the heart of the fragrance. Do you have to have sandalwood and rosewood and, oh, what else shall I have? Pick a cedar. Well, choose the one that you want. Make it simple first, and then if you need to make it more complicated, then do. But start simple. And one of our students, he just said, but everyone says you have to have 3 top, 3 middle, 3 base. And allowing him to feel free not to have those things, he rang me this morning, he's still a bit unsure about it. But you don't have to. You can just have 3 times as much as the one you want. You don't have to have adding 2 other things that you don't really want in there in the first place. And when the best-selling niche fragrance in the UK is made of one material, how can anyone really accept that at the same time as believing you've got to have 9 things in a perfume? I put this to you. Let's use the evidence. And it occurred to me this morning on the way in, it's a bit like this, that when salad bars were first introduced to the UK, and we'd go out and we'd pick a salad, you'd wander around, and everybody thought they had to take one tiny bit from every single bowl. Like school meals, because the only time you've ever been given a whole load of stuff in a row before was when there were the dinner lady just going there with potatoes, and you'd have carrots, and you'd have some meat, and you'd have some gravy. And you had to have everything. You could not, at my time, turn down sprouts. Okay, I would have eaten them all, but you couldn't turn down anything you didn't want. You had to have everything and be grateful. And salad bars were a bit like that. You had to have everything. And at one point I said, I only want the sweet corn and the cucumber. And my parents kind of, oh, no, I don't think you can do that. And it seems to me to be almost exactly the same situation, that we think we have to have 3 from the top and 3 from the middle and 3 from the base, because you have to, because everybody says you do, because that's what everyone does, and you don't. You can just have Isoe Super. You can have musk and rose absolute, and if that is the fragrance that you really, really, really want out of life, if you want a musky rose, start with rose and musk. And if that creates the fragrance that you've always been looking for, stop, for goodness sakes, stop. So, all this in much more detail, of course, if you actually get deep into the way that I like to make things. But, just because, and I have these on the shelves, but I don't have them in order of 3 from the top, 3 from the middle, and 3 from the bottom. I do not. Leave comments, please. Say things, ask things, because this myth, it really needs deconstructing, untangling, and perhaps smashing into smithereens. And then it'll free up perfume makers when they first start to consider that they can make fragrances with the things that they enjoy smelling, rather than having to have 3 and 3 and 3. that's all.